God's funny. You know, the God that I don't even believe in anymore is funny because, and now you're gonna die now in a painful way, and that's gonna be the end. I think that when push comes to shove, there is as much reason to despair and be cynical as there is to be hopeful and believe in the possibilities of life really triumphing. And because it's really equal on both sides, the real heroism is to get up in the morning and say, okay, it's equal on both sides. I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to risk hope. I'm going to risk love. That seems to have been always expressed in increasingly new technologies, increasingly new use of our minds to fashion objects that allow us to use that ever-evolving consciousness. Now, sometimes that technology is ahead of our consciousness. So you can build a technology that actually kills you. And that's one of the real features of this moment is we've been through 3 or 4 major technological and psycho-spiritual moments of transition. So whether it's from hunter-gatherer to agrarian to industrial, now to, we can call this technological or informational or post-industrial. And that goes with a spiritual psycho-evolution. And if those two things aren't together, a lot of people get killed in the mix. And now, right now, one of the issues is we are in that transition. We have a technology that actually captures the deepest spiritual insights. The deepest spiritual insight is that we are all interdependent and connected. That's the fundamental spiritual insight of every single tradition. And because we are interconnected, and because we're interdependent, we have to treat each other in a certain way, because when I treat you, I'm actually just treating myself in a different form. Now that takes a lot of awareness to get to feel that. That's why you have spiritual traditions doing their teaching on the wisdom side, and you have a lot of practices to try to make that happen. For the first time in human history, we actually have a technology that matches that spiritual insight. That's what it means to have a global community. That's what it means to be able to have a global web. You know, people really are interconnected. And I think that's mind-blowing because for a lot of people, for sure it's mind-blowing because it's one thing to kind of, talk about it in some kind of highfalutin spiritual way. We're all interconnected, we're all interdependent, and a butterfly in Alaska and and Mexico waves. That's very nice. But here you go online and you see the technology, and you are. My daughter has pen pals all over the world. She went to Hungary for a summer, and she has pen pals. She has relationships on IMing people in India. She's IMing people in Russia. She's IMing people in Hungary. I mean, my father came here in 1938 from Poland. It was the longest he had never traveled more than 7 miles in his life. And he was traveling across the ocean. And now, my daughter can go poof and talk to someone in India and see what her house looks like. And so that technology, which in a sense concretizes and realizes the deepest spiritual insights. Now it realizes it in the material world. What the spiritual insight is, it was more than just the material world. That there's an emotional, intellectual, and spiritual and ethical world of meaning that has to match up to that technology.